another series just prior to this. So taking a look at how they'll be able to perform right here is another key factor. You know, I thought a lot of their aggression really worked out when they went to the T side. The CT side, you know, kind of held down the defensive relatively well. So if they get a good start here in the first half, I'm expecting this to be a relatively competent showing and a good 2-0 for the CEX side. There's Reflex play in with a smoke Molotov over on Adam. Defuse kit for the CT side will rest on Resu. Everybody's got default pistols and Kevlar. And Reflex play out to the B default. Only one player really here to defend this. The boost that mushy will come through from Murky. And rotate back away to try and cover off the monster position and over short taps on taps to the P2K. So not quite landing against the inside players. Dinks down onto Murky. 1 point of health. Cray will take him out of the equation, get easy control of the bomb site, and a 5v4 retake set up to the favour of Reflex.
Yeah, and the CT is completely locked out of the side at the moment as the T's grant full control, but Rezu trying to see if he can find anything. Few taps coming away, but it's going to be Cray with another kill. And so far, Link as well. And Rezu is the last one remaining, and he gets taken out. A very nice pistol round coming out from Reflex, and one of the things you can highlight from that is the A heavy setup coming out from the CTs. We saw that boost come out, but a very passive hold towards B, and CEX, as soon as they realised the momentum of the T's coming in towards B, they just opt to fall back and play passive and try and retake.
Yeah, not really much of a choice in that scenario. Obviously, as you say, 2 players only on the B bomb site. So when the boost did not quite work out for the first pick, when they realised, okay, well this is a very, very heavy hit towards B, it's probably time to go ahead and fall back. And you know, yeah, as you say, not really much of a choice right there. So CEX will go back into the force fight for this next round. Rezu already tagged at 9 points. Without going the legal shots in, then take down 1, but Link takes out both of the players out towards the cross position and finishes off the job onto Nuke Dog. 3 kills for him. Easy control once again, just running in, shutting everybody down and picking everybody apart for the second round for Reflex here. CEX, no chance at this retake, even if they were to attempt it.
Yeah, nice opening coming out from Link there, finding 3 on the entry towards B, the bomb being planted, and for CEX, they could opt just to save this scout to the next round. We are going to see LS getting some control out towards this monster area, but he gets taken out as well. So it is going to be Murky, the last one remaining, and bringing the scout into the next round. And Reflex, I would like to see what we see from them on Overpass.
You know, absolutely. You know, we're expecting this team to be able to do a whole lot of good work, especially when it comes to that T side. So, you know, the T side is where I think they're going to live and die quite the amount. You'll see, I've already proven that their T side is very, very good over on Inferno on the CT side. We can keep them from getting started here, and Reflex could be on for a 3rd map. CEX go in with the scout for Murky. Sorry, I just buckled Dwayne because I'm really tired. So when I said a 3rd map, I made the sign of the cross to make sure that it didn't happen, essentially. I really want to go to bed. And Reflex really want to stay in this series. So let's see whether they can try and do it out here, as they do get an eco against the CEX. A deco, actually, from the CEX side on that CT side.
I like it. I like it. Reflex coming into this with Mac 10s across the board, and I love to see Mac 10s, especially early days on the T side once you win the pistol, because you can just farm up so much money. And look at this, coming out from Wisp, finds the first, he looks to follow up, and it is going to be a bit of a stack for the CTs, but it isn't really going to help them. Murky with 1, and the scout in hand, finds the tag, but unfortunately the scout's not the all. I mean, I wish it was.
That shot would have landed and killed someone if it was the AWP, but no, not to be. 3-0, Reflex. Well, AK's 1 Mac 10 for the likes of Adam here.
And look at that, CX, top right of your screen. They look pumped. They look really excited.
They don't look like they're prepped more than anything else. I'm not excited. I would just say that they're just so ready for whatever the CTs have to throw at them. Oh, sorry, the T-side have to throw at them. Obviously, they've got the rifles out to play for, and they look focused again. They know how much is on the line for this one. It's going to be a 2-0 series right here, right now. If they can just get things started on the CT side, get a confident CT side half, potentially even go in with a bit of a disadvantage to turn it around on the T side. But regardless, for now, it is just that 3-0 start, and Murky. It's a nice wallbang shot onto Adam to kick things off. Out to that mid position, that first player will fall. Now the utility is to come through here from the T side as they face in, do some tap damage. The AUC does spot 1 player out here towards the sandbags. As Cray takes Rezu, he needs to at the wrong time, and Noodle still turns over the headshot. Goes back in for Cray, connects up to him as well, dropping that bomb back in for Link's side of things. He gets a 3rd headshot as well. Nuke Dog is ripping everybody apart here towards the toxic barrels. The Molotov will force him out of position, will flash his way out and burnt alive for his trouble. But Fraser, 1 versus 2, spots the second man, can't connect in the shot. Murky turns around for LS, but no. LS with the spray down, winds it out. And there will be CX for the first.
Yeah, CX, really nice hold coming out on towards that B-bomb site, especially from Nuke Dog, doing a lot with that AUG, especially in that barrels position. And one of the things with the AUG is that you can just stay in the same position, watch that line, and find a really nice opening. So we are going to see the CT side with that first round on the board, and a much needed one for CeX.
Warp up close once again. Can he catch the first base? Ooh, not quite in this one. Missing out the shots until he gets tagged down for his own trouble, and Reflex will force him way back out of dodge. We'll try and hold down the long position instead. It's more safer than the mid fake and the mid play, and we'll leave it up to LS instead. So that's up by Nuke Dog in the back lines, and LS just going to chill back here, ready towards the benches, jump up, check out. Get ready for a very passive position. I imagine the Reflex should check this bit. If LS can catch at least one player off guard, he would have done his job. Allow the retake to come through. He's going to get information. There's plenty as well. Wants to go down. Spray in. Gets the spray on first. Not quite the second, though. Link quickly trades it back, and Murky will be dealt with all the same. So the AUG, and he spots two players. Fraser quickly flicks back around. Gets the head off his shoulder. Then line up two on Rezu's part of things, but Whisk still spreads out and still gets the spray down on him until the next. Well, 1 versus 4, not much he can do from here. Wild Dogs in, Sprays takes the first man down, but that's as far as he'll be able to go, and Reflex will reset CEX here in round number 5.
And I think in that position, ZNX knows that it's going to be an eco coming out from there, so there's no real need saving off that M4. 1v4, try and do as much damage as you can to the T side. Limit this economy. I mean, you look at Link and Adam, they're both very low on money, especially on this T side, considering that they've got a 4-on-1 lead. So for CEX, it is just going to be an eco into this. Some upgraded pistols, the deco coming out. But for Reflex, like you said, the statistics tell a very good story of how strong they are on overpass, and so far they have looked in complete control. I mean, it is only the early rounds coming out, but we can see a lot already.
And of course, another eco in a half by Quasi, force up, whatever you want to call it. Heavy investment regardless for the CEX boys as they go in through the CT side.
Didn't work out.
No.
I was trying to be quiet with the water bottle, but I feel like it all went on the microphone.
It did. It did. 60 seconds on the clock. CEX stacking up the B-bomb site for the gamble. And LS will not catch anyone out here towards the APC, just jumping, facing. Adam will spot him. And now the utility will come through. They'll realise that CEX have stacked them on bomb site. What can LS do from here? P2K up close from the catch headshot, and Adam does do a lot of damage towards him. The next straight back one, but he'll be falling all the time into the hands of Whisk. 4 versus 3 scenario. The bomb will be denied, at least for the moment. Marky have shut down all the same. Eagle in for Nuke. Don't do anything. Craig gets 2 kills. Simple stuff there from the CEX side as Reflex just shut down the CT forces, and that, well, not going to leave us one wide in this round either.
Yeah, it's going to be a double eco coming out from CEX as well. So this is a really big turnaround. And this is actually what we saw in the early days when CEX were on Inferno on map number 1. We saw them come off to a flying start. I think it was 8-2, and now it's Reflex 5 and 1 up, and it's going to be another eco once again coming out from CEX. We see quick aggression coming out towards the B bomb site from actually both teams. So a bit of a stack coming out from the CTs, and I always love it when there's a stack and the T's run straight into it. Rezu with the CZ up close, already gets a little bit of information. But so far, no damage really being done. That HG doing a lot as Crane now making his way out towards the box up. Should be able to find one, and there it is. Teammates to support the AWP onto Fraser, and so far picking these CTs apart. Murky falls as well, LS in towards heaven. Can't find anything either. So a very swift 6th round coming out for Reflex.
Well, this is dominant.
Yeah.
Very, very, I mean, it's surprisingly dominant in this case from Reflex. Seeing them come out of this T side and just do this much damage against CEX, obviously they're having some troubles getting things started on the CT side, and Reflex are happy just to continue punishing them and pounding them into the ground. It's allow any real chance for the CT side to get started, so CEX cannot quite turn this into a 2-0 that they want. It's out towards connector where the T's will go initially. CEX have lacked in that connector control. 2 players out here towards mid in the bathrooms. Molotovs will go down and try and force them out of position, but no one is really here. Reflex just get this part of the map. They can go towards B and A as a result. You know, easy control of the rotations if you take this connector position. Sprays from Rezu. Not going to do much here on the wall bang. So Reflex is getting away with so far so well in this one. We'll play towards the A site default for the entry.
And Reflex seem to shift their momentum over towards the A bomb site. They have targeted B quite early on in this first half. But CEX, nice hold in towards bathrooms at the moment. It's going to be Link finding 2. So immediately the T's find a very good opening as CEX now in a 2-man disadvantage. Try and relocate their players in towards and retake this A bomb site. But for Reflex, they have such a great hold. A nice kill actually coming out from Rezu. And look at this, ZNX pushing through that molly. What is that? UKCSGO in a nutshell, really. 14 HP. they do make their way in towards the site. ZenX up close. Link could have a good angle here. Finds the first. Can he follow up again? No, he can't, but his teammates to support. Nuke Dog, the last one remaining. And in a 1-on-3, CeX, they are not performing from the standards we saw on Overpass. And I don't think it's them struggling. I think it's Reflex just feeling really confident and feeling in control.
They picked this map for a reason, it seems.
Well, obviously.
They're going to be doing so well so far on it. I mean, yeah, CeX is getting shut down left, right, and centre by Reflex in this one.
You know what would be funny?
Go for it.
If we had an overtime in this, and then we went to third map and it was another overtime. Alright, I'm not going to say it again.
No. Well, CeX making some very questionable decisions in the last round. Of course, in this eco, it won't really matter too much, but you know, rushing straight out, LS hoping he can get something done with that pistol. It's not going to happen. It's shut down immediately by the Orb Fraser. One shot, one kill, one opener for Reflex, and of course, a man advantage gained by that T side. How do we find a way into this one? How on earth does CeX get back out of this? I mean, they're going to be saving for the lost bonus. They're going to be saving to get themselves a bit more money and a full buy in the next round. So the execution from Reflex should be able to contend with the eco and the force buy no matter what they want to play in for the CeX squad. And these pistol upgrades not going to do much when the aim punch is hurting an armorless. Is every CT player. Here they come, straight in, taps on, taps, Resu tapping away with the CZ. He just can't quite get the frag on Adam. Yeesh. 1 versus 5, Nuke Dog. Just left to concede another to Reflex.
You hate to see that. If you had a Deagle, it would have been a different story, but CZ, that range, not really finding anything. Adam down low, but you're a little bit disappointed after that. I mean, the position is there, and Fraser is going to force him. An AWP picked up, but it's going to be an instant trade as Adam is quick to be on the return. And CeX 1-8. This is surprising. I mean, we spoke about that it could be possible that we see a 2-0 just because how dominant CeX were, but Reflex have come into Overpass and they are really showing their full potential. 15-4 for Link, Jamie.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic, obviously. You know, Cray was sort of the standout player in my eyes for Reflex in the last map, but right here it's all Link, 15 frags in just 10 rounds.
138
yeah, I was going to say, what Cray still got himself an 8.0 KD because obviously he's not actually died so far in this map.
Is that how? Wouldn't it be infinite?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. 1. Scratch that.
I mean, what happens there if you don't die? Do you have
I think they just go to the default 1. I think that's all it is, you know, just like defaulting towards 1. But yeah, CeX coming on the tactical pause right now. Going to be talking about things, thinking things through because obviously it's not quite gone as well as they would have hoped to egg. Because 8 rounds lost compared to the one that you've won here on round 10. Not a good sign right now for the CeX squad. Who again they have a map advantage. They really would love to just to turn this whole thing around.
And Reflex, they do have the AWP onto Fraser, and really he hasn't done that much with the AWP. It seems that the rifles on Reflex have really been pulling the weight so far for this T side, and Murky as well is going to be on that AWP. So 2 AWPs so far in towards this 10th round. And Connector, not even being contested.
Yeah, no, CeX doing a pretty crucial map, part of the map open. Reflex haven't really abused it too much to go for a default then rotate, but of course it is still map control regardless of CeX. I mean, this could be a position where if you put the AWP out here, you could potentially line up 3 frags.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've seen a couple of triple collapse in the last few months, you know, obviously if you're watching the GG Bet Ice Challenge. Murky out comes up for the first frag on Link, facing back in for a second. We'll not see anyone here from the T side. Jump face backup will be here. Arriving in the form of Resu. Already LS out here will boost up his teammate. The AWP will watch into the bathrooms, but no one from Reflex will get back far aggressive. Not at least not right now.
I like this boost coming out from Murky, but one of the biggest challenges with this boost is if you get the players out towards long, especially with a few flashes, it couldn't really work out, but look at this. Already it's going to be 2 kills going in favor of CeX, and it's all up to Murky.
Drop the bomb as well. That AWP kill. Taking the bomb out of the equation, CeX will rotate into trying to get the stack together. Adam and Craft to break the cycle. Here he comes, first face in, backed up by one more team at the flashbang over. He lines up 2 frags, no Murphy's back behind cover and turns it all back in for a 3K on for the 4th. Can't quite land it, but now Rezu chimes in with a kill of his own, and Murky will make it 4. Nice lockout from CEX, much better played in this case. I would like to see a bit more map control coming through from them, but the map control that they maintained it extremely well.
And I've got a question for you, Jamie.
Go for it.
Being in England now, I've seen a few of the CEX stores. Do you know what CEX stands for? Because I actually don't.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's like computer electronics.
Exchange, maybe?
Exchange, actually, that might be it. That might be it, yeah.
X-ray? Probably not.
I hope not. I go in that store a lot of the time. I can't afford to be exposed to those rays.
Or could you be exposed to a little bit of overpasses? CEX finally trying to turn it up and see if they can launch a bit of a comeback, because so far Reflex have been very dominating, and these defaults have really been catching CEX off guard. Oh, I like this boost.
What? I didn't even know you could get to this position.
Yeah, you can look towards toxic barrels.
I think he spotted the player also on the water area as well, but for Whisk, he's not going to give up too much right here.
There's a lot of them boosts you can do from that position. You can even do 3 players. It's fair. You know the position in towards graffiti where you can get 3 players up towards looking into sewer. But Crate, a little bit of exchange of gunfire going out, but so far not a lot of damage being done. And CEX, they actually have a pretty good hold on towards this B-bomb site so far.
Yeah, I know they're nice being gained by Reflex, but all in all, CEX have just disallowed any sort of map control. Cray's going to get into the sandbags corner. Rezu's not going to spot him as the smoke starts to clear. Cray's going to have to hold down the hard cover, the flashbang in. He'll be able to shut this player right back down. Counter passions out. Cray, crossfire. Oh my god, Rezu! Cray completely whiffed his spray. Doesn't get the spray to get the kill eventually. Even Marky with the AWP turns on the first. Can't quite take Adam back, so he will be traded to the 2 versus 2. And the M4s of Ellis to the next. Oh, he reads it. He can't quite take it down. Turns back into Adam as Ellis falls. It's all him to the 1 versus 1. 2K for the winner of this next fight. Fraser versus ZNX. He's out towards the ramp area. Spots on the quick trace around, quick thinks down, and ZNX will get the kill, the defuse, and the 3rd for CEX.
Yeah, big play coming out from ZNX, and he looks to pick up that AWP in towards graffiti. Picks up the kit. There's the AWP as well. So it is going to be CEX picking up their 3rd, and for Reflex, even though we've seen them a little bit of a shift, they are still going to be able to get a very strong buy-in. I mean, look how much money they have, Jamie.
Yeah, of course, built up so much cash over the course of the last few rounds means that Reflex on the rifles have plenty to work with. AWP and 4 AKs with full sets of utility across the entire T-side line. So they're not sweating any major economical problems. CEX have, on the other hand, can't say the same thing here. Down to less than $1,600 on most players. Only Reza that breaks that mold. So good round from Reflex. 4 or 5 players falling down. Could do some serious damage to the economy. I think they can do some damage with the nade damage and the utilities out here towards the short position. Whisk will avoid that first nade, and there's no one else behind him, so he only just gets dropped to 88. So nothing major coming through from CEX, but of course trying to use those bottleneck angles on the overpass area to do some serious damage on Reflex while using very, very little of what they have. But now there's a passive default coming in. Reflex will start to make their way inside as 2 players on the crossfire. Nuke Dog and Rezu out here. Nuke Dog has been clinical with his AUG so far, but Cray's going to outread him, and Rezu's going to fall back towards water. Wait for backup to arrive, because it looks like this bomb plant is going to go confidently onto the B-bomb site. Might catch one of the sprays. Spots Link, misses every bullet. But he's back in the Adam to take it back to the 4 versus 4, and backup is here. So then 1 kill, but Whisk trades him right back out the equation. Low HP on towards Whisk with 3 points of health. Rezu faces, still drops the bomb for the second headshot, and Murky deals with Whisk finally. It's all left to Cray. 1 versus 2, and a great flip from Murky to shut it all down.
And what a hold coming out from Rezu. I mean, he already gave his position out by firing before the T's even crossed into his crosshair. But he finds 2 kills with the organ towards the site, and Reflex, because they didn't have that map control, they weren't able to get aggressive and just pincer it in the position, because they weren't sure whether they could get even more aggressive, because they weren't sure if there was any players towards Heaven or Graffiti. So a really nice hold coming out from the CTs, and that's their 4th.
Murky's starting to feel a little bit more confident in this one. He's certainly started to come into his own in the last few rounds here for the CEX side. Reflex. Messing up with Rezu up here with the AUG towards short. 25 seconds to the minute. Reflex do make their way back into the mid position. Connect to control the bomb on the back of Fraser. Cray around this corner here toward the short position. Rezu, cross. Catches a little bit of damage, but fires into the wall instead. A bit too overzealous on the flick. If he just held his angle, if he just held that one position, he may have been able to get the spray and get that kill, but no, CeX will lose the first in the opening part of round 13. That might change, however, with LS right around this corner. No one's going to face from Reflex just yet.
Yeah, this could be a really big play coming out from LS, but it's going to be murky as well. LS! Oh, he gets wide swings and Link finds that kill. What a play coming out from Link. So perfect. Finds that opening, and that puts the man advantage back in favor of Reflex as they shift their momentum over towards the B bomb site, and it's all down to Nuke Dog on towards B at the moment. The Molotov coming out towards short, but his position taken away, and he doesn't expect people coming out from Monster. That's Fraser to find a kill. But oh, that's the bomb actually going down. Then an extra with a nice kill. Tries to get more, but he can't find it. A Murky now in a 1-on-3. It's going to be a little bit tough for him, especially with the economy from CeX. It doesn't even feel like it's worth it to go for it at this point. And just seeing from his position, falling back towards toilets, it is going to be a save coming out from Murky. And like we've been saying of what we expected coming out from Reflex, 9-4, I think we said that their T-side was going to be the strongest, and they're showing it.
Yeah, 9 on the board. CeX 2 more to make up at best in this first half, I should say. Murky with the AWP, so it's going to be a pretty crucial pickup for CeX. I'm just looking onto the money that CeX have at the moment, and just looking at it, it's like, yeah, it's not great. I mean, you could potentially justify the force buy. You'll be up for the double eco anyway, but around this AWP, give it a little bit extra, get a little bit of a bonus chance.
Yeah, but look, it's going to be tough because, like you said, if
regardless, yeah.
There's only 2 more rounds left, so if they just decide to not force into this, they're going to get a pretty rubbish buy into the next anyway. So forcing into this round seems like the only option they really have. And CeX, only 4 rounds so far on the CT side, looking to extend that even further. And I like this play coming out from Murky. Aggressive in towards Sewer. And oh my god, is he going to be...
No, the timing! Are you kidding me, Murky? You got to stick the whole thing, man. You got to try and shut them down before they get to Monster. B site is entirely open. They have absolutely no idea. CeX. Oh, what a blunder. And Murky still thinks it's safe. That's the thing. He still thinks it's safe. They're going to get to the bomb, so they're going to get a free plant. No contention from CeX. Oh, man, that is tragic for the CT side. As Adam deals with Murky, shuts down the AWP. That's already round over.
Oh, it looks so good. You were like, Murky's in the position. You should be able to line up. And the timing. Literally unscopes as soon as the T's are about to come. You can't really ask for anything more than that.
Oh my god, I can't believe I just saw that. I really can't believe I just saw that. LS is in the next to the last 2 players left alive in the 2 versus 5, and you can tell that they are most certainly not going to be going for this one. 10 on the board for Reflex, probably looking at an 11-4 on the half. Again, as you say, the buy is going to be absolutely rubbish for the CT side. Again, like this is what do you do if you're CeX? As I was saying, they have to get this good start on the CT side. If they can get a good CT side half, then they could potentially run away with the whole map right here, right now. They could run away with the series, but this is not a good CT half, I wouldn't say, from CeX. Like, just, yeah. Yeah,
and in comparison to what we saw at Inferno, this is a very big turnaround. And it's not as if CeX are playing badly. It just seems like these small little, not issues, but it seems like the timings. There's so many things that are going wrong for CeX at the moment. The Reflex are punishing on. And look at this. In towards the playground, the T's go. And straight away, CeX, they just opt to go and fall back. They get aggressive. And as soon as a little bit of utility is used, a smoke and a few flashes, they're straight out of there.
Adam trying to do damage to LS. Good spray the nade in. Can't quite catch that opening frag from a scout player. And obviously CeX here with a force buy have got to try and get something miraculous done out here. 2 players on the A bomb site. One is already tagged up heavily. Murky playing off contact, hoping to catch someone with LS looking for that first shot. Out towards the mid position. The execution will come through towards mid. CZ up, tapping his way on through, doing a little bit of damage to Cray, but not that much at all. Flashbang will try and keep him at bay. Let's back around for another face in. Tag damage done with a dink, and LS will be dealt with all the same. Cray and Wisp coming in with 3 frags between them to the next team. Go the last 2 players left alive. The next will be able to do a little bit of damage, but in the end, it's Adam with the final frag, and Wisp will close out the whole thing. There we go. 11-4 on the half. Reflex. Certainly happy about that one. I can hear them from here. Yeah, and yeah, it's again a case of what do you do if you're CeX. You've been absolutely crushed so far in this CT half. They have to take their mentality, have to completely reset and go into the aggressive T-side half. But however, I did say that also CeX had a great T-side half on Inferno. This can be where they bring things back.
Yeah, look, and I feel like it's all up to the pistol round at this point. There's so many rounds going in favour of Reflex on their T side, and for CeX, I feel like any chance of a comeback is in this pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. Have to win this one. Absolutely must do. Single flash smoke for Rezu, double flash for Nuke Dog. He's passed off a P250 to ZNX, so he's playing raid boss for this one, CeX. He's Murky as the first contact. Reflex, one player out here towards the bomb site in Link facing downwards. Jump facing out towards the short position. Wisp will not spot anybody out here for the T side. They're all held up to Monster. One more out towards mid position and form a Nuke Dog. Be lurking out here. Might also take connector control. Forced him off angle, forced a little bit of a bait in peek. He might just lurk entirely towards the A bomb site and try to see if he can sell the idea that the hit is coming through here, but he's the one with the flashbangs. What can you do from here? Cray will consider the rotation. They've actually gone for the stack. Nuke Dog's done barely anything. Will now face in, trying to put the tag damage on Whisk and Adam, and they should realise now that this is entirely a B site play. Link ready to receive the smokes. He gets the headshot on LS. It's two players trading back for nothing on the CEX side. The bomb can get planted, but a 5 versus 3 retake to fend off. This is extremely difficult. Murphy when aggressive gets down one. Things hold the phone. They've got the trades, but Fraser and Adam just trade right back with the USPs. And they get the final 3 frags. It looked like CEX might have recovered the round, but not to be in this case.
Look, they get a bomb plant, so at least something into the round. But look, there were some really nice kills going in favour of Rezu there, and Murky as well. But unfortunately, Reflex, the retake just came out too strong. And you look at Link there, the only member towards the B bomb site. We see the stack towards A, and he finds that first peak. He finds that first kill, but that really is the game changer into that round, because CEX, having that extra man can make such a difference getting it towards the site. And Reflex, there's only 4 more rounds for them until they can take out this second map. And for CEX, this is a very big turnaround. This is almost demoralising.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, they needed that pistol victory, and now they've got 3 AKs to try to see if they can get themselves back into contention. Deagle's out for 2 more in Rezu and Nuke Dog. M4s, AUGs, and 3 more SMGs to work with. Reflex. And shut this one down. They stand to gain such a serious map, well, a serious map point, I guess you could say. Serious advantage in the map itself and the rounds advantage, but 14-4, certainly on the cards. 15-4, not quite as on the cards, but still possible and probable here from the Reflex side as Fraser starts things off fantastically again against Rezu. 1 kill found, 2nd kill and 3rd kill also found as the one of the AK members drop in. The 2nd also drops in the form of Link onto LS, and then the next. Too far post up on the A bomb, so the rest of the T-side forces weren't quite ready for his aggressive plays, and he will take down 1, but I don't imagine he'll be able to go much further than this. Flashbangs in against Fraser. Fraser's clinical today. 4 kills for him, 13 for Reflex.
Yeah, look, really well done coming out from Fraser. And we spoke about how much impact he's had, not only in this game, but in the few games that we've seen from Reflex. And look, I don't know too much about him, but he has really been a big star in this entire Epic Lad 26, and a player to watch out for in the UK scene, if you ask me.
Sword off here for LS. It's the best in the CEX having this next round. They will go for that connected control, something they were pretty timid to go for when they were playing on CT side. Something the Cray will most certainly be ready for. Then the next out with the Eagles, straight on through, takes the first man down, Fraser with line up with 2 kills, transfers onto the 3rd, and them all trade out Nuke Dog, and will follow through on towards Murky all the same. So 4 players stay alive. The AK has been picked up. Reflex. 2 more rounds against CEX to try and make at least a quick map, but they will force us to a 3rd as a result here, Dweg. And now he's made the sign of the cross as well.
3 for 15 for LS. I mean, that's really a very weak performance individually for a lot of players on this CEX side. And it looks as if it's going to be fast towards B. The Molotov coming in towards the toxic barrels, and the rest of the members start to trickle in. Cray in towards the pillar at the moment. Lots of smokes, and the CT's just hiding, but it's going to be ZNX to start things off. The kill on the Link. Cray as well can't find anything. Wisp should be able to find something here. Finds one. The bomb's being planted, and what a round so far coming in for CEX. A fantastic entry in towards that B bomb site, and a 4-on-2 for Reflex. They're shut out of this round.
Well, they must be here. Fraser with the AWP will not catch any vision onto anybody. Molotov's out, and just, yeah, nothing going to be found by this guy. Ooh, that actually catches it the next. That's a pretty decent shot, all things considered. Smoke down, try and keep them from moving any further forward, and try to stop them from going out to hunt down this AWP and AK, because they need it here for the Reflex side. Their Corona economy has not quite bolstered to a certain extent to CEX, who will get themselves a chance back in this one at 5 rounds now on the T-side board. And Reflex
Not really sure what's going on down there.
Oh, they're playing beer pong. That explains a lot, actually. Those are the blackout guys.
See, that's something we need to get involved in. Well, obviously not now, but at some stage.
You gentlemen down for a game of beer pong after this?
At 12:15 in the morning. Sounds pretty good. I'll take you on any day.
You probably would win, actually, to be honest. I'd get absolutely wasted.
14-5. Reflex, the AWP on towards Fraser, saved into the last round. But Fraser, to start things off, he's been so incredibly sharp. Fraser, can he hit anymore? He's still in towards the side. Fraser, he does have his teammates to support him, but he wants more. Fraser, he's not even doing anything. His teammates are doing all the work, and it's all down to Rezu and Nukdog left. Rezu fighting one, so at least trying to get back, but Fraser with the AWP. And now it's up to Nukdog. 1v4, and he finds nothing. So 15 rounds picked up for Reflex. What an opening from Fraser. Ooh.
Well, Fraser with a nice opening, but at the end of the day, Fraser didn't actually do that much,
No,
I think.
it
It was all down to
yeah.
Cray, you know. Fraser was back over to the water more than anything else, and although he did get the exit frag on his part, but in the end it was mostly down to Cray, the one that locked out those follow-up two frags, and no trades came through for CEX until very, very late into the round. And now they're down to nothing. A force buy for the T side. As Reflex look to put this one to bed, look to put this whole thing to rest. Go to map 3. CEX is to try and stay alive at this point with 2 AKs to work with here. I don't imagine this will end up being anything near likely. Reflex and CEX have proven very unlikely things are possible here in this series so far. As Cray aggresses down here to the monster position. M4 up to face, but not much more than that. No information gained against CEX. They're playing so carefully around this element boost up. Not going to spot anyone in the toxic bowers, and we'll have to fall off again. Go back towards stand default so far.
The name coming in, not going to do any damage as CX and the boys do decide to fall back ever so slightly. And 10 match points coming out for the CT's Nukdog. Aggressive towards A at the moment, so on the entry, trying to spot out some information. And if he times this right, he actually is going to spot out the bank player. But Nukdog, he doesn't expect the player behind truck. He finds one, Murky as well. So far these kills going in favour of CX. They do have that man advantage. And the bomb trickling in behind.
He's aggressive down Cray with a blind spray. Outreads Murky's position, and we're back to 3 versus 3. CEX had a crucial man advantage, but now it's all gone to waste. As damage comes through, ZNX with a crucial backstab though. He sees the shadow, he knows that there's one up here. Facing up against Whisk, it's LS to take the frag. Fraser trades him right back out, and ZNX could be the crucial element. LS to hold with the AK. M4 picked up. ZNX to spot Fraser. He knows that he's here. He's trying to look for the next man. Up here, the smoke will start to clear. And here they come. 2 players up. He spots them both. He takes them. And the spray transfer works well for ZNX. CEX, they're staying alive in overpass.
The timing. Oh, he waits to line them up. He finds the information, knows that they're not on the bomb. Big play coming out from ZNX and CEX. They pick up their 6th. They hold on. And they look to try and see if they can find any more rounds. And any more rounds at this point, even if they don't take it to overtime, it's a little bit of confidence going into the 3rd map.
A little bit more, if anything else. The grind back here on overpass seems to be all the real out here for these boys. Reflex, of course, another buy. Potentially a minute and 30 to their demise on the CEX squad. Reflex have connector control. They have B-site control. They have Whisk up here. Taps on through with the AK-47s and Whisk. Hear that reload now. Just trying to put some supportive smokes down towards...
I've never seen that.
Ooh, that is really nice, but it landed a little bit too short. They've already made their way up. CEX make their way inside the next, missing every single bullet. Instead, it's Rezu, the first man to fall to the CZ of Cray. Linked back into the toxic rounds and Crazy Whisk will take the 2nd frag. LS will finally trade something, but Cray's ready to trade right back. Will spot one player back out to the next. And Murky, you've got the frags, but Fraser finds LS alive. And Whisk is extremely low, but it doesn't matter because Cray is going to get the trades. And Murky's all that remains. 1 versus 2, now versus 1. But here against Cray is up for the 3K. Both players up for the triple. And the AWP just not looking the right way at the right time. Cray gets the 16-6, the triple kill of his own right. And we are off to a 3rd map here, Dweg.
I'm excited.